an ecosystem of 1 billion users. Device manufacturers, as Kevin said, that are making ARM devices will now be able to write one device driver that works on Windows and on Windows Phone. That is an economy of scale and a kind of a critical mass of a platform that will help accelerate all of the, and that's just kind of one layer of the hardware. We get the same for developers. There are efficiencies that we get internally from being on the Windows core. So that's exactly the right. I mean, we use the word acceleration, I think, a lot today. Is that kind of the velocity of our innovation will increase, and that's exactly one of the things that being on the new core brings to us.
So is there, sorry if there's nobody asking more questions,
Yeah,
you
no,
can have
feel
more
free,
questions. So what do you think, Windows will do more to, increase your market share?
Many things, and the way that we look at this is that there are several things required to be successful. It has to start with a great product. And we feel that we've done that. We delivered Windows Phone 7, Windows Phone 7.5. We'll iterate and deliver all the great new things in Windows Phone 8. So it starts with a great product. Then you need to have developer support. We reached an important milestone today where we announced 100,000 applications. And 100,000 applications is, in some senses, a pretty magical plateau and critical mass for a platform to reach. I think if you saw where Android was at the same kind of span in their life point, they weren't at 100,000 apps, but when they crossed that barrier, it had a very positive effect on the acceleration of the platform. So developer support is very critical. We've got to a very good number there, and we'll see that continue to increase. We also need to have more regional support. We just earlier this year came to China. We'll have additional support for things like dual SIM. We'll have new languages. Just being on the Windows core,
that's true.
overnight almost brings us from 25 to 50 languages that we support in our user interface. So those are some of the things. We also need to do awareness generation and marketing. We need to work on even more and stronger partnerships with mobile operators and OEMs. So all of those things kind of need to happen in the right sequence, and we feel very good about where we're at. In terms of delivering a great product, having 100,000 apps and great developer support, expanding to new regions and new languages, and then getting on this new core, as I mentioned, will accelerate our ability to do even all of that and offer great new hardware. So that's what we need to do to be successful in the long term, and it's exactly what we're doing.
And since Apple focus on heavily on China market, and I was wondering, since I'm working for Chinese media too, so I was wondering if Microsoft have any plans